futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Caleb Edelblut. Cannot be more appreciative for y'all tuning in, especially at this hour for a forecast that hasn't been very active lately. But I'm here in the Room to Room Weather Center ready to continue giving y'all the weekend forecast. And unfortunately, those dry conditions are pretty much going to stay the standard as we continue into the overnight hours and into our Monday. And even then for our Monday, those dry conditions continue. But I did want to show y'all an update on those rainfall totals because, I was really excited to see them start popping up on the map. The spoiler alert, it's not much, but still very excited to show y'all those. And also the confidence is increasing for the tropics still. I know I kept showing y'all those graphics at the end of pretty much all of my shows so far this weekend, but I just want to continue showing how confident that they are because the values keep changing and I want to make sure y'all continue knowing what's going on out there. But we can start off in Mississippi looking across our region. Out here in Winona, 84 degrees, but feels like 90. So even though that sun has set for a while now, that mugginess is still here, but something all of us Mississippians are pretty much used to and know how to handle. Same thing out here in Greenwood, 84 degrees, feels like 90, almost a copy and paste out there. Dew point around 72 degrees, but calm winds as well. So you can see this in Rolling Fork, pretty much the same thing, 80 degrees, but feels like 84. So especially for those Sunday evening plans, it's beautiful outside, it's calm, it's clear. So for all of those waiting or enjoying the weekend before it's over, now's y'all's night to enjoy any of those outdoor plans. But look at the first 12, you can see cloud cover is going to be the main story as we start off the evening, but it will eventually start dissipating overnight and into tomorrow morning, pretty much a copy and paste from what we had earlier today, starting off our Sunday morning commute with those calm, clear skies. Pretty much just what's going to happen as we start off our work week tomorrow morning with those clear skies, and then eventually start seeing that cloud cover start coming back as we approach the lunchtime hours. But temperatures starting off in the mid 70s, working their way up to the mid to upper 80s by the time we get to lunch. And so here are those rainfall totals I wanted to show y'all. This is why we say spotty, scattered, those isolated showers, because it doesn't affect most of us. You can see, if y'all can even see these tiny dots starting to pop up on y'all screen, shows y'all just how small and scattered they are. I'll show you the values. I was able to get the perfect one here. We'll start off 0.05 of an inch, not bad. 0.02 of an inch, there we go. But if we really focus on this one, there we go. 0.6, that's the biggest value I found so far. It's not much, but still we got those little summer cyclical pop-up showers affecting those around I-55 and in the northwest portions of our viewing area. But for our percent of normal precip for the past year, we're sitting pretty, to be honest. You can see across the entire viewing area, we're pretty much on average or above average, and we can even total these values again, showing most of these in the gray without a color still means you're good. You're in the clear around 100% for most of the area. Those in the green, you're doing better than good. 109 around Tupelo, 113 up there, 112 around Tipa. But also you can see kind of where we're needing those precip values a little bit more, pretty much lining up identically with the drought monitor, just showing that we're a little bit below average, especially needing those for the crops and plants that we have out there. So still wanting to root for those rain showers as we get into Monday. Not much going to be happening, but definitely into Tuesday and Wednesday. Looking at Mississippi Live Weather Radar, you can see that stationary front out there in Kansas pretty much providing some lift for some storms out there. That's where most of the heavy rainfall is happening. Some of these were warned and severe storms definitely nothing that we want to see in Mississippi, but wishing we can get some of that rain. But other than that, Tupelo, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, pretty much staying dry right now, just with all this dry pattern that we're experiencing. But looking at Futurecast, starting off around 10 o'clock tonight, you can see cloud cover, pretty much the most action that we have going on. Some storms out in Jackson, but those quickly dissipating with the cloud cover as well. As we continue pushing into that Monday morning forecast, we're starting off the day with our Monday morning commute with at least clear skies. So I know it'll be Monday morning. I know we're not ready for the weekend to end, but at least it'll be a little bit pretty as we start off the work week. Now, once we get closer to lunchtime, we can start seeing that cloud cover starting to come back into the picture, of course, bringing in those isolated spotty showers. And for those that get them, I'm wishing y'all the very best, and I will be very jealous. But seeing those cloud covers come back into the lunchtime time frame, definitely going to be the main story for today, just those clouds and moisture and mugginess coming back. And we can see that with the next 24, starting off pretty calm and clear, temperatures around 74 degrees, and then starting to push into the upper 80s and low 90s as we continue into our Monday. Those cloud covers being pretty much the main story, and then eventually fading off by the time we get to tomorrow evening, temperatures back in the low 80s. But I do want y'all to stick around for the next 60 seconds where I look forward to showing y'all even some more weather watcher pictures that y'all have sent in. I love getting those pictures and can't wait to give y'all a more in-depth look of your rain chances, not only into tomorrow, but more of Tuesday, and showing y'all that update on the tropics. So I'll see y'all back here in 1 minute.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/team up.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Caleb Edelblut. I appreciate y'all staying with us here. Showing these weather watcher pictures, this was actually sent in by Amber from my hometown in Starkville, showing off a beautiful sunset. And I mean, we don't have much going on, but at least that cloud cover providing those beautiful sunsets that we can all see. So thank y'all again for sending those in. Also here, Connie from Fulton showing those clear skies and with the partly cloudy over the night, and showing that full moon in August. So definitely some beautiful pictures, and we appreciate y'all sending them in. Continue to do so. Send in the dates so we can continue talking about them with y'all. We really enjoy it. But looking out here in Crenshaw, you can see temperatures around 79 and better feels like values around 82. So 3-degree difference, perfect conditions as you're out doing whatever Sunday night evening plans you have before you start your work week. And then same thing out here in Cleveland, pretty much copy and paste, 79 degrees, feels like 82 with not much wind in your forecast, so very calm. But looking at our day planner, which is basically overnight planner at this point, you can see we're going to be in the upper 70s as we start off or end our evening going to the overnight hours. And then you can see that cloud cover will start to fade as we get closer to 5 in the morning, starting off around the mid 70s, low to mid 70s tomorrow. But looking at Futurecast, you can start seeing where that cloud cover is around this time, but we'll start to fade on out as we get closer into those AM hours and continue into our Monday morning. You can see the clouds starting to really kind of come back, but that won't happen until we get closer into the lunchtime hours, almost in the afternoon. But yeah, pretty much just a calm weather forecast for y'all's evening. No rumbles of thunder, no rainfall, so should be getting a great night's sleep. You can see low temperatures as we get ready to walk out of the door. 72 for most of our viewing areas, 71 in Bruce, 73 Grenada, 74 in Belzona and Greenwood, and of course Greenville coming in with the highest with 75. So going back to Futurecast, tracking out what could be going on for North Mississippi tomorrow, you can see that cloud cover really starting to push into our area around lunchtime. You can see just kind of getting more heavy and covering up that sun as we continue into the day. So very partly cloudy, mostly cloudy skies ahead. And of course, these come with those rain showers. You can see some towards the east of me affecting most of Alabama and the easternmost part of our viewing area. But that's going to be the extent of our forecast for tomorrow. Still pretty dry, and of course getting those spotty chances of rain. But looking at your school day forecast, by the time we're ready to drop off the kids, you can see 73 degrees as you start off your day. Not as much clouds in the sky, but as we continue into the day, of course that moisture will start to build, that mugginess will build. And you can see that those temperatures starting to go into the upper 80s, eventually low 90s in the peak afternoon. But you can see this, of course, in the high temperatures, those low 90s, 91 in the Golden Triangle region, 90 in Amory. Of course, you have those upper 80s right here, Hamilton, Aliceville, and Louisville. But of course, 96 in Greenwood and Greenville, where we're also going to see those heat indices be the worst. 103 in Greenwood and Cleveland, 104, pushing those heat advisory limits, but not quite there. And we're all going to be very grateful for that. But going back to Futurecast, this is the strike model. So one of the models that are a little over aggressive, and you'll see that in a few minutes with rainfall, but I know all of us seeing those rainfall chances will get us a little excited. So tracking this out, you can see that moisture still available in our atmosphere as we go into our Monday evening into Tuesday overnight hours. Some showers popping up around the Mississippi River, more west into Arkansas, but maybe trying to push their way into Mississippi, but staying out there. But this is a huge flare-up that just started popping up on our models, showing why we have such a high percentage for Tuesday. Now, this model, of course, is very aggressive with these rain chances. None of this is forecasted to be severe. You, of course, could have your rumbles of thunder and chances of rain, but for Tuesday, just showing these pretty much pop-up showers across the entire viewing area. And of course, we're going to be kind of hoping that we can get some of that rain. And you can see this rain impacting our temperatures, not really in the 90s at all for most of our viewing area, at least on the eastern side where you saw those rain bands come in. Upper 80s for the Golden Triangle region. You can see 85 in Louisville, so not a bad day for y'all. But as we push out west, of course, you can see those 90 values, 94 in Greenwood, 94 in Belzona, and then 95 in Greenville. But we do also see that, I guess, improved look at our heat index or heat indices. Still triple digits out west in the Delta, but also better conditions out here. We're still in the double digits, but not pushing the mid 90s to upper 90s, almost into those triple digits. So definitely some improvement as we go into our Tuesday. And you can see that dip in our temperature before we start climbing back. That's due to those rain chances really being at their peak for this week. We could start seeing them increase, but with how these models have been, not really expecting much as of right now. But of course, Matt and Gabe are going to be back starting Monday, forecasting everything for y'all. But of course, I wanted to continue showing all the tropic graphics. I know this, I've had this in, I think, every show for my first weekend, but they continue to keep changing. And I want to make sure y'all continue to know what is happening out there. This one has stayed pretty calm. You can see very far away from the United States right now, and it has that vertical movement pushing away from the United States. Not much chance of developing over the next 48 hours and into the next 7 days. If it were, it would be a low-end storm, if anything at all, and not affecting the United States. However, this is disturbance number 2. It's off the coast of Africa, and it's really trying to push its way horizontally across the Atlantic Basin and really trying to just make us think that it could come to the United States. Of course, this is very long and far out, so we're going to continue monitoring it. But the National Hurricane Center keeps updating those confidence intervals. I think earlier today when I had my 6, this was a 50% chance. So still showing that the chances are increasing. We're now up to 60% for the next 48 hours and then 90% of developing in the next 7 days. And I wanted to show y'all this graphic, one, because it just kind of shows y'all the moisture that is available in the Atlantic Basin. But of course, this is a long range model. It will struggle to try to pick out what is happening exactly like 5 days out. So always take it with a grain of salt, but it gives us a look at what's happening in the Atlantic over the next week. So you can see that moisture really start building for this disturbance, and you're going to see it just really push its way across the Atlantic, trying to build on that fuel with those warm sea surface temperatures. I had talked about the 6, where it's right in the sweet spot behind that Sahara dust and in front of the next batch of Sahara dust. So really trying to find a sweet spot to keep intensifying, and it's going to keep working its way across the Atlantic Ocean. You can see lots of moisture at this time, but we're hoping that there could be a high pressure system, maybe forcing this system to move a little more north instead of coming to the United States, but still going to be monitoring that here at Mississippi Live Weather. And of course, this is at Friday at 10 o'clock. and it could be way far back and not as impressive as this looks. So remember, take everything that you see out there on social media for a week out with a grain of salt. But we're going to make sure to continue keeping you updated here, Mississippi Live Weather. But coming back to Mississippi, we can look at this on the 7-day forecast. Chances of rain remain limited for our Monday, but bumping up to that 40% on Tuesday after seeing that those bands of rain start coming in, allowing for those cooler temperatures around 90 degrees. But we will start slowly increasing as we go into the rest of our work week and our forecast. You can see those rain chances will also start to dwindle as well, kind of helping those temperatures elevate as well. But I appreciate y'all staying up late tonight watching the live show at 10. It's been a great first weekend here with y'all, and I cannot wait to see y'all again next weekend. So y'all have a great night, and I look forward to seeing y'all again.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.